Hey everybody, it's me, Russ. Another day rolling down the backing out of my driveway here. I wanna cry. Going to Ballard first. I've got three tasks today.
This is a community for everybody, and that's one of the most important things about what we do here is building community. And we, KEXP is really a place where we can feel like we're together.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Here again on the mean streets of Seattle, Washington. Brian Wilson died on my birthday. What the heck? It was kind of a rough birthday. I mean, not just that, but there's a few other things that happened. But anyway, Brian Wilson, so stop, Russ, stop. I gotta pull on the brakes. Flaps. Finish the thought. One thought at a time. A lot of people sharing, some records, albums, maybe, of like Pet Sounds, iconic album. One of the greatest albums in history. Rock and roll history, just history. I thought I'd share an album on cassette. Do something a little different. This is everybody's favorite year of the Beach Boys. It was Still Cruisin'. This is it's called a studio album. And it's kind of reaching to call it a studio album. It's a lot of soundtracks and stuff like that, but this was 1989. So the 80s. Right? They did have a big hit in the 80s with a song that's on that album. Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you, Bermuda, Bahamas. The departures and arrivals, all right? So a lot of people don't know this, but when you come into the world, right? You're born into this realm of material biology, and right, we're all carbon-based life. Anyway, if it's a God thing or a science thing, God, the universe, whatever you want to believe, we all get dates, right? Like you arrive on a certain date. It's your birthday, arrival date stamped on your ticket, and then you get a departure date. See where I'm going with this? And it's right, stamped on your ticket. We don't know when that date is. They put that on your headstone so everyone else knows when you're passed on. But Brian Wilson's departure date, right, is the same as my arrival date. So that's kind of weird and wild. Something to think about. Some little bit of philosophication for you today on the old YouTube. Right now, I'm trying to have lunch, so I was going to go to the Pike Place Market, which is probably not the greatest idea during tourist season. But anyway, this is the back of Pike Place Market, sort of. There's this big, huge walk thing that I haven't done yet that they spent bazillions of dollars on. So, the side note, that's what kind of I'm doing out here today. Some pictures of the market from Western Avenue I'm on right now. I could park here at the market for $14. I sit here barely moving. What's on this album? Again, these were mostly from soundtracks. So Still Cruisin' was from the Lethal Weapon 2 soundtrack, and it's a great freaking tune. Somewhere in Japan, Island Girl, In My Car, Kokomo. I guess these are all from Cocktail. So there was 3 songs from Cocktail that are on this cassette. Side 2 has Wipeout with the Fat Boys. So that's sort of a melding of a, so it's not like it's a cover of Wipeout, kind of, sort of. So Fat Boys were a rap group back in the 80s. the Fat Boys, and I guess this was from Make It Big, was another song that they did for the Troop Beverly Hills film. I have not seen that or heard of that. But 1989, there you go. Somewhere in the 80s. Make It Big from Troop Beverly Hills. That's another one on that one. Good Morning Vietnam. So here's the comp part, because these are, you know, the older tunes I Get Around was on the Good Morning Vietnam soundtrack. Wouldn't It Be Nice from The Big Chill. There's another film that was on. Oh, it's escaping me right now, but it was so good and such a perfect song for that film. California Girls from Soul Man, the Soul Man soundtrack. And there you go. So yeah, that is Still Cruisin', the Beach Boys. And I'm in here. No one's gonna let me park in here. Somebody backed in. I wonder if that's possible. Is that legal? Probably not. Let me try it. All right, I'm in the loading zone. This guy gave me a tip that they are watching. They're watching how long I'm parking. This guy in front of me, he's gonna be on me if I don't move my van. Moving violation. Moving violation. I'm working here, I could say. I don't think I'm gonna get lunch. But here's Pike Place Market. New bricks. Look at that. Yeah, it is crazy crowded in here today. Man, these rocks. Those are delicious stuff. They're actually picked last night. Alright. Had me at the alright. Just a massive crowd of people here. I got flowers for my baby and lunch in the form of snap peas. There we go. Let's get the F out of here before I get a ticket. Find a place. Back to the purple swagger wagon. So basically that's what I did, is I backed in here. I just sort of backed in here.
I have an interesting
Here's the
skyline.
artist guy that gave me parking tips.
Not anywhere close to as cool as that kitchen.
Nice. Thanks for the tip, man.
Yes, sir.
Out of here. All right.
Round, round, get around, I get around, yeah, get around, round, round.
One of the things I really love about Brian Wilson is he looks like just an average cat, you know? Like if you don't see him on album covers or, you know, back in the day in the press and these photo shoots they do, we just saw him like out there in the wild or maybe on stage on the beach during a show. You know, he's kind of a bigger guy. He's kind of, you know, even when he was young, he sort of had like a dad bod. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't, you know, like, he didn't look like David Lee Roth, which was really cool. But the guy's a musical genius. The music would not be the same if it wasn't for Mr. Brian Wilson. As I understand, he was also a perfectionist, which is probably where he got, you know, some of the mental health stuff going on. Perfectionism is kind of a downstream thing to other stuff. But it made his music, like the harmonies on Pet Sounds, for example. Pet Sounds' iconic album. I won't go into that anymore. But he was really driven to make good music. I live in a place called Everett, Washington, just north of Seattle, and one of our most famous people from that place is oh, here we are. Hold on.
I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations.
Kaye from the Wrecking Crew, and she's actually the one that came up with that good vibrations bass line. It's not. It's true. But he hired session musicians. This is the Wrecking Crew, right? He was a big fan of the Wrecking Crew because he wanted stuff done right and not have to spend hours and hours. With the voices, sometimes that took a really long time, according to people who've written and reported in documentaries and such. Like Brian Wilson was not messing around when it came to those tracks in the studio.
When I'm behind the wheel, what's
All done with work today now, and gonna go get my steps in. Speaking of the Beach Boys, this video's about done, so I figured I would share from the beach here in Seattle, one of our beaches. This is Golden Gardens Park, and 61 degrees. It was sunnier earlier. It's kind of coming and going, but here we are. Thanks for watching. Crows at the beach. Up in Seattle, the crows are beach bums. All right, better go. It looks like it's gonna rain. I don't know. Probably not.